Hello, beautiful people and fellow whiners, and welcome to another episode of A Little Something to Whine About with your hosts, Siobhan Camille
and Tae Michelle,
where we whine, W-I-N-E, about life, love, relationships, and more, because sometimes you just need to whine a little. So grab a glass of your favorite red, white, or rosé and join us on the couch. And please do not drink and drive. Don't want them
problems. Clink, clink. We don't need those problems. You don't need those problems. I won't have those problems, but you will. And we don't want you to have those problems on the behalf of us. Hello, people. I hope you have been having a wonderful, wonderful week. I know I have been having a very interesting time as of late, but welcome. For those who don't know, before we get into today's topic, if you're new here, let's just say we whine, moan, groan, complain, the words that rhyme with twitch. I promise you I switch this word every time. About just life stuff. And today's topic, we will be whining about this is more so going to be gauged to the women. I mean, not excluding the men. You guys have your tribes as well, but this one is geared towards us a little bit more.
Because it's ladies' night and the feelings right. But this is ladies' night. Oh, what?
This is ladies' night, and in this ladies' night episode, we will be discussing our women tribes. And that's why I said it's geared more toward the women, because we can't speak to man tribes because we're not men.
Nope. I don't know nothing about that. I don't know what y'all tribes like.
No, I don't know y'all code, like none of that.
Nah,
but
bro.
I can speak to girl code. I'm changing the narrative, because I'm a girl, but I'm not a girl. I'm a woman. I'm changing the narrative to woman code. Okay, let's do that.
You know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna call it the law of ladies. The ladies' law.
Yes,
the ladies' law. The ladies' law. Y'all can have y'all bro code. We got the ladies' law.
Cheers to that. I will cheers to that. So before we get into ladies' law, Siobhan, tell us what you're whining today.
So I have a sparkling. I'm a little late because the first week of July is sparkling. I'm a tad tardy for the party.
A tad little tight.
But
don't be tardy for the party. You remember that song?
I do. I have the Botani sparkling Muscat, and I was told that the Muscat is not me jacking it up, ladies and gentlemen. There's a Muscat and a Muscato. It's
there
not
are two
the same.
different wines.
There are two different grapes. Two different grapes. They are cousins, but they are not the same. All right. So I have my sparkling Muscat by Botani, and that's what I'll be sipping on today.
Okay. Well, today I have 19 Crimes. This is Snoop Dogg's wine. My husband.
I did not know. I didn't know. I just didn't know.
It's called that. Well, the company name is 19 Crimes. I have the Cali Red. And like I said, this is the Snoop Dogg wine. This was a gift from my husband.
It really got his picture on it too.
It really has his picture on it. Like, he's like, "Hey, it's me, Bump Up Daddy. You can know the affiliation, but you gonna know because my photo on the photo." Okay, yes, I said it like that because I'm ghetto a little bit. I was raised in Southeast DC. Don't judge me, or Southeast. I will come for you. Don't at me. Anyway, that's what I will be. I rep that set.
I know,
but I have a problem with stereotypes about my set.
You Southeast bougie, we know.
Bam! As long as y'all know, the bougie people exist in Southeast. But that's what I'm whining on today. We're gonna whine about that another time. We are definitely gonna whine about.
We gonna rep your hood. That's a wine for another time. We gonna do that.
Matter of fact, we gonna call it that. Rep your sack, boo.
And that will be coming soon. And by soon, I mean like a couple months. But we're going to do it. We're going to do it.
Oh, goodness. So, speaking of our ladies' law, girl tribe, we want to speak to the importance of having one. I know a lot of us are, I don't need a friend. I don't want anybody to be in my business. Oh, girls talk too much. Oh, I don't have a lot of girlfriends. And I understand every piece of that. However, I feel like your woman tribe, your girl tribe, your clique, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't have to be big. It can, that inner circle can be very small. It can be a very small number of 2, or it can be a very large number of 7. Personally, my girl circle, it has done, I think we spoke to this about how in our very second episode, Friends in Adulthood, it grows and it shrinks and it stands the test of time. And I think that's what the ultimate, for me, that's what I have learned in my 35 plus years of living. It's more so my tribe, or who I consider my tribe, are the people who I don't talk to every day. But if I need a shoulder to lean on, a shoulder to cry on, someone to yell at, someone to vent at, I have that circle and that that capability. And for me, mine is very, very, very small. I can honestly say I think I have like an outer girl tribe and then like an inner girl tribe. Like, I think it's levels to it. And definitely. I know that's why I said this is geared to women. It might be a little bit more complex. That sounds complex. But I have an outer girl tribe, because it's girls that I can go to and I know they will give me sound advice. I have an inner girl tribe. Those are the ones who I can literally be vulnerable with. Tell them, look, I know I screwed up. Like, if I was to do something and I know that I'm wrong, there are about 3 people.
I'm going to raise my hand because I'm one of those 3. I know.
Oh, you definitely are. That I know I can go to and be like, girl.
Yeah, don't call me if you don't want the truth.
I messed up. And, or girl, he messed up. Or girl, let me tell you what this have to say to me. And they messed up. Or girl, I'm hurting. I'm losing. And I say 3. And one of them being my mom. I'm going to just be honest. I say 3.
I think that's important, though. I think it's important to know what your circle is. And I know, like, for me, I've said for a long time that I grew up with guys. I did. But the irony of that, and I think it speaks to my best friend from like 3 years old up till now has always been a girl. Even if that's the only girl I rock with, I have always, and I can name them. Like, I can legit go down the name of who they were at what grade. And my I can truly say, Monisha Lizzie, if she out there listening, she's in Florida, but hey, it was like my sister, still consider her my sister to this day, even though we haven't talked in like 15, 20 years. I haven't seen her, but I know if I were to run into her, it's because we didn't end on bad terms. You know, my friend Jamie was one, Hope was another. And I will say I've had, in my adulthood now and like recently since like 2008, has been the most girls around me that I've had after middle school, because my tribe in middle school was male and female. It was about, because everybody came and hung out at my house because I had a big basement. It was about 5 girls and 5 girls and 5 guys. In my, like, we were just close. And that was for a solid summer. And I think that through the next summer, kind of we kind of split a little bit, but basically for 2 summers, there were 10 of us just chilling, and it was male and female. But after that point, all my friends were mostly guys, except the girls I danced with. But that's your dance family, which is a whole nother
different. Yeah,
it's different. And that's a different type of tribe. But like, I always had my one best friend, and like my best friend that's been my best friend since 05 has been the same, and it's been a girl. I have 2 other best friends that are boys, as males, as we said, but my tribe has never really been big. But I think it's about quality. You know what I mean?
It's definitely about quality, because like I mean, it's something that you hear, or we were brought up on. Everybody don't have your best interest at heart, and you have to. And it's you have to find those people, and that's why I said who stand the test of time. Growing up, when I was in elementary school, and it's hilarious because that's why I think I'm quiet, because I feel like I was quiet in elementary school. I was very, very to myself, and it was always someone randomly just, no, you're not gonna bother her. I didn't even know I was being bothered, but okay, thank you. And in elementary school, it was a small group of us. It was, okay, so it was Carlise, okay, and we just clicked. And we didn't hang out like every day, all the time. That was just my homie, like, cool, what's up? Hey, and then I had my best friend Nicole, and I think that's where I first experienced what it was like to have a friend, and then to have a friend to turn on you. Yeah, and that was in the 5th grade. And the next person who became my friend is when I met my best friend Michelle in middle school. And we clicked, and that's been my most steady female friend in my life. Like, Michelle has been there for forever. When I lived in DC, our tribe was small in Southeast on Minnesota Avenue. It was nothing for you to walk down the block and see us, girl, because we used to do talent shows. I was always the director. We was always putting on a talent show. And it was the girls at the end of the block, Miss Joyce kids, and then me and my sister, and Nene. And we was always practicing cheers and dances and everything like that. And it's funny because the girls down the street, Miss Joyce's children, their oldest sister name was Michelle. So me and her, just off our names, just naturally clicked. And we were both the oldest in our house. And so that was at home. I had that Michelle. At school, I had this Michelle. So at some point I developed, your name's Michelle, then we're great. And it has to be spelled the right way. It cannot be spelled with 1 L. Sorry for anybody who spells their name with 1 L. No harm. We just don't rock right. Look, I feel like it's scientific. Like I can go, I'm not even gonna touch that, girl. That's a whole another wine for another day. I did a whole experiment, like, for real.
But it's certain names that I don't rock with, but that we'll get to that. That is a wine for another time. The names you just don't.
Slim. But so it was that. And then when I got to, and middle school was real hard for me. When I got to high school, I joined the dance team. And that's why I say, the dance is a different thing. And the dance is its own tribe. But outside of that, I just had Michelle. I didn't have any other friends. Like, I didn't have anybody else whose house I went over and spent the weekend with, none of that I had. It was literally just Michelle. So when I went to community college, I met Aisha. Aisha helped me drive. Like, she taught pretty much outside of my parents, she taught me how to park a car. So she helped me get one of my first paying jobs. Yeah. So it was her. And from Isha, it was Isha, Leslie, and Jessie. And it was us. And even though Leslie and Jesse wasn't as close, me and Isha at one point was inseparable. She joined the dance troupe and we danced together. Then I got pregnant and I left. And, but it still to this day, I can still talk to Carlise. I can still talk to Michelle. Well, Miss Joyce Michelle, I don't know where she is, but her mother still has the house. So if I wanted to find her, I could find her.
Right.
I still have my best friend Michelle. Isha's my sister. I don't care what anybody says. Jesse's my sister. Leslie's my sister. So that's why I say I have my outer circle and then I have my inner circle. And my inner circle, I don't know if I call her out. I got one that's in between, and that's Tarisha. She like.
Well, we already said before the difference between like a friend and family, but I guess, but that's still part of your tribe. Like for me, my first experience with a female tribe, I guess would have been second and third grade. It was me, Samaya, Portia, Chiquita, and Monisha. And Monisha I had known since we were 3 years old. So like we went to the same preschool. That was like my sister. We was always together. We were inseparable. That was my homie. But I think that was my first time because I won't say that was my first time. Up to then I had like, my friends were mixed. They were male and boys and girls. It didn't really matter. But that was the first time I had a tribe. Like we were in school all the time. And the thing about it is Tamaya, Monisha, and I all lived like within a mile of each other. So we would go to each other's house. Portia and Chiquita lived a little out more, but we all hung out. Like Tamaya and I, and then the school I went through was K through 8. So we were all close till 8th grade. Monisha moved away, I think around 6th or 7th. But Tamaya and I stayed close till we finished middle school. Then when I went to high school, my circle got weird because I went to a predominantly white high school. And so I had like me and this girl, Tamika, we were real close. And part of it was I had been there for like 2 months and she came from the city the same way that I had come from the city school. We both went to suburb school and they kind of like threw us together because it was like, oh, hey, Siobhan. She was in my homeroom because I was a Jackson, she was a Johnson. And so she was in my homeroom and it was like, oh, hey, she's from the city like you and da-da-da. And y'all are Black, although they wouldn't say that, but that's part of what it was. Let's be honest here.
Let's be friends.
Let's put the Black girls together that are from the city and whatever. And that's fine, do you, because we became cool. But I also had my friend Stacy. Like my circle in high school was very weird because my tribe, I didn't really feel like I had one. Like not a solid one. I was cool with Stacy and the more artsy, I can't even call them guys.
Stacy and them.
Then I had like Tamika and the Black people, because let's be real, you Black in a white high school, you stick together, you know everybody. And then I had like the Smart Geek Squad, which was like Christina Lee and like some of the Asians and the white people, because again, like because I was in AP classes or honors classes. But then Stacey and I were real close because we had a personalities that were similar. But then Tamika and I were close with the other one because we Black in this predominantly white school. So I didn't really have like a set tribe. It was kind of like I tribe jumped. And I think that was like my high school wasn't really
trying to find my tribe identity.
I just jumped all over the place. And then like college, I met my best friend and there was a tribe. It was me, Elle, Kelly, and Sherelle but it was rough because college, like you say, people in and out. And whether it's because money, because like my best friend left second semester, sophomore year, she was gone. Kelly and I stayed together in room through junior year, but we weren't really that close. Like personalities didn't vibe. Sherelle left after freshman year. She was gone. She did 1 year and she was out because of money. Like, so I think, by the end of my graduating, when I graduated, like I had all the people that were in my like department, if you will, but I didn't really have a tribe. Like my ex at the time and like his friends were like my tribe. So I basically ended up back with guys. Like my senior year was me, my ex and his friends. Like that, it was that. And we weren't even together at that point. It was Coach Son. That's who I was around. But I will say, but that's what I was going to say. But I will say 08, right before my senior year, that summer is when my girl tribe became like bigger. But I didn't really know how to quite take it, because I also say what killed girl tries for me was the people I thought that I was close with, like my part of some of my squad that I was close with in like 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade, became part of a hate club about me in the 5th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was back when hate books and hate clubs
that's when
were
you
the
start
thing.
that hurt the and see, I'll call it hurt. I'm not going to call it trauma. And that's a whole. But that hurt. I feel like that's when people first start to experience their hurt. You know, when you go, well, dang, we was just cool. Like, what happened? And I feel like it happens like that upper elementary grades, levels.
Upper elementary into middle school. Yeah.
Into middle school, yeah, because mine's happened 4th, 5th grade. It sounds like yours happened around the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you kind of, if you go through that, and I'm not speaking to everybody because I do know some people, they don't have that experience at such a young age. But I feel like when you go through that, you kind of become, I'm not going to say weary, I'll say cautious of.
Definitely.
Who, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to let you in. Then too, you're still children. You're still trying to figure you out. I'll be honest, I'm an adult and I'm still trying to figure me out, okay?
I mean, we grow every day, so hey.
Look, so, and even when we grow sometimes, I'll be like, am I growing?
I mean, it's constant evolution. It's slow. Things happen, but yeah.
And I feel like that's a part of it. But we're talking about it because I think a lot of people don't understand how important it is to have the girl tribe, or for those who don't want to call it that, a support system. Mm-hmm. I will say that. And because we all go through life and we are not meant to do this alone.
Right.
We are meant to fellowship with one another, to communicate with one another, to interact with one another, which is another reason why the whole shutdown thing was a bit crucial. You know, people were like going through withdrawal from connecting physically, you know, or in person with another, because that's what we are made for. We're made for those interpersonal. Even as introverts, we still have a desire for in-person connection. It may not be with a whole bunch of people, but that desire is still there.
I am truly the type of introvert that's like, I want to be around a bunch of people, but don't nobody say nothing to me. Like, and I know that sounds crazy.
I just want you to know I'm here.
But you don't have to really talk to me. You don't have to talk to me at all. I promise you. I'm good just sitting around people watching because I'm out with people. Like, and as I'm planning my birthday, which is about to be expensive as crazy, but that's certainly a wine for a whole nother time. I'm doing it by myself. I'm going by myself. I plan to go by myself, but I'm looking forward. There's a reason that I've chosen to stay at hotels instead of cabins by myself. When I could be strictly by myself. We need that interaction. It's the same thing that makes you talk to a stranger on the elevator. Or talk to the cabbie that's driving you, or talk to some random person on the subway, or when you meet somebody that I had a moment, sorry. You meet somebody's eyes on the subway and y'all have a nonverbal mental connection. That happened to me with this dude on the subway my freshman year of college, and I wish I'd have got his number. He was, first of all, anyway, no, we're not gonna do that. There's certain things in your life I feel like there's certain things in your life I feel like you never let go, and that's gonna be one of mine.
Look, I understand. I understand. I have definitely. Well, we talked. We didn't. I didn't let it go. But I know I have people or
missed moments and missed
had
moments
where it was like, oh, I definitely had some people I could have whole entire conversations with, and people will be like, what the heck y'all got going on? Nothing. But we are literally having a whole telepathic telepathic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Conversation. I want to make sure I say telekinetic. That's different.
That's different. That's moving things.
That's moving. Girl, I was right. I was like, my dyslexia is not going to win this time. But yeah, I get it. I think we all have had that. But go ahead.
But I think that it's about, like you say, that connection that you have with people and that people are missing. And I think we actually started losing that even before the pandemic, with everything becoming an automated machine, from ATMs to everything else. And then we were encouraged by, you don't have to pay as many fees if you talk to a machine instead of a real person. And there are certain things that I'm still the type of person to be like, but no, I want to see somebody.
I need a person. Like, I need somebody to I don't need a machine to tell me, this is not available. No, I need to know why. I need you to break it down. I need for us to have a dialogue, a conversation. Yes, that's still a word. It's still an act. Matter of fact, it's an action word. Come on. Let's have, like, I need that. But I think you're right. I think the pandemic did do that. It made everybody, first of all, it made everybody sit down. And then once you sat down, you realize, wait, computers, like, it was like a movie. Computers can't do everything. We need this interaction with each other. So, yeah, but I feel like that was God saying, all right, y'all doing too much. But yeah, you're right. But as far as the tribe piece goes, it's important because that tribe can lift you out of a lot. But you got to be careful because remember, we also had another tribe where we thought we had a tribe. Remember, girl, we was all going to take the passport pictures and the couples things, and we thought we was going to be the next version of the best man holiday, best man type thing without going to high school, college. It was going to be the after years. We met up then and we just had, and everybody's boyfriends got along and, and we was going to be each other's bridesmaids for those who wanted to get married. Like we was going to do the whole 9 yards. And life said, I'm about to show you
who this person really is
and who isn't. And even till this exact day, it's still saying, okay, I'm going to show you who is and who isn't. And I feel like just through life things, it started to where it could have been, if handled correctly, something that made you come together, like you see in the good old movies, come together, talk it out, figure it out, and nothing's going to break us. I feel like it was, no, this is broken.
But I think that's why it's important to have a tribe, like you say, to support you and uplift you. But I am going to be an advocate of a smaller tribe is a better tribe. And maybe that comes from a lot of my personal issues and my experiences with large groups has not gone well. Anything over 5, I'm not here for it. Listen, the Spice Girls were 5 and we see what happened to them. All right. Destiny's Child was only 4. And I was going there and we see what happened to them. In Vogue was 4 or 5. The Jackson 5 was 5 and they were brothers and they what happened. Like, I feel like to me, you know what I told I'm going to tell you exactly what I told Elle some years ago. 4, because your average sedan car only seats 4.
4 seats.
So
we all ride in one car. We don't need no SUV.
You need the driver. I am the driver of my own car. I'm gonna have my best friend, and then I got the 2 in the back, and they can my back. They can alternate
either way.
They can go in and out either way. The one I need to be here, I know is my right hand. There's a reason it's called your right hand, people, because who's on the drive? Where in American cars is your passenger on the right hand side?
On the right hand side.
I need to know my right hand. They can't go anywhere. Okay, the back seat.
Jesus sits on the what side of God?
On the right hand side of God.
Okay.
So the back seat, I'm gonna tell you right. If you in the back seat,
they protecting the back.
They can protect the back, but they
ain't gonna hit me from the back without them saying, "Heifer duck." And without looking, I'm ducking because I know whatever they just saw.
You only need 3. You need you and 3 others. That's how I feel. And I will say, like you said earlier about you was like, I think I got 3. That's all you need. That's all you need, because you know what? 3 people plus you fit in a car. That's it. That's it. You don't need 5. If you really want to squeeze that 5th person into the back, fine. But you definitely do not need more than 5.
But that's what I said. That's why I said that other, like Ty, I feel like she's my ace in the hole. Like, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if your inner circle is 5, including yourself,
right,
then it's that ace in the hole. And the ace in the hole is the one who is, you know what? Let me ask, or when they're not there all the time, but they're there when it matters the most.
Sometimes the 5th person, and I've heard this with guys too, when I've talked to, like, you know, Kaz, he was on the show, the whining with the guys, the gender roles. And sometimes there's that friend that, how do I put this? It's the 5th person in my experience has always been my banger. The person that people know that I know you, but nobody sees you until there's a problem. Like, that's the person that I'm about to go to war and I gotta go pick them up. Like, when everybody else in the car is like, where are you going? Before, I thought we were going to Kim's house to jack her up. Well, yeah, but before we go there, we gotta stop and get Tanya. Oh, you getting Tanya? It's that serious. Yeah, like, everybody knows about Tanya, but y'all don't ever see her until it's a problem. Then she slides in the back seat again, because she got your back, excuse me, to the other 2 in the back. I've come to lay hands. Like, that's it. And then y'all go Kim's house, you drop hands, you do what you need to do. And then she's like, cool, y'all drop me back off. Vaughn, thank you. Nice time, nice seeing all of you ladies. And I'll see you at the next one. And it's funny
because they're always like, girl, we got to get together. Yes, we do. And it'd be 7 months.
And that's the one you never see. You only see them when it's time to lay hands, and not in a glory way.
I promise you.
That's the hitter.
That's I promise you this time, as far as my inner circle goes. As far as my outer circle goes, I feel like that's all of them. Because one of my outer circles just posted that something had happened to her. And instantly I was like, excuse me. Excuse me. Ma'am. What we doing? Because we don't do this. And she was like, we good. I said, okay, because you know, we saved, we not soft. Like, it's a difference.
Right.
You know, we gangsters for God. Like, so what you saying? So she was like, we good. I was like, okay, well, hallelujah.
But and for some people, you are that hitter. I know that there are some people that, and it's crazy because you know me, I'm always the don't fight, come on guys. No, I am the preacher of peace. But there are people who, if you told them that, would be like, Vaughn is the preacher of peace, because if something goes off, I'm the hitter for some people, where I know I'm not gonna see you unless it's a real problem or emergency. And then it's like, I'm down for whatever. We go to jail. I don't care. Let's go. Like,
I feel like in our tribe, I feel like if anybody got a phone call and said, if anyone received the phone call that said, yo, Michelle was fighting, I feel like my entire circle will rise up and be like, skirt post. Who? What happened? Like, as they're putting on their shoes, like, please tell me where is she? Like, it's gonna be questions with preparation, because I feel like they're gonna be, if Michelle had to get to that level, it is clear.
But I feel like I'm even more that level than you, because I remember. Hello to all my fellow whiners. There is one person in this world right now who is an on-site problem, and she earned it. Let me be very clear that it was a 2-year ordeal. No, it was a solid year. It was a solid year ordeal that started with this woman, this individual calling me a desperate, thirsty hoe. and then ended with her threatening my life. And that prompted all right, now you on site. And when I said she was on site, I will never forget being at our sister's anniversary pool party, and our little sister, who was on for the motherhood, Monet, hey Monet, was there, and fighting came up, and I said, and the question she asked was, well, who's gonna fight? And I said, oh, I am. And she was like, oh, you? Well, what happened? Because again, and I told the person that I was dealing with, y'all saw him, I told him, I said, look, and I said this and I meant it, before all of that happened, I said, if I end up coming out swinging, the day I decide to fight is the day that everybody gets a pass to fight, because I am the one who keeps the peace. I said, the minute that everybody hears, oh, Siobhan was fighting, Michelle is fighting, Erica's fighting, everybody's fighting, because I can't say nothing. I can't say anything. I can't say anything.
I'm going to jail. I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to jail. You can cash out my husband at the for my bail. And I'm going to jail knowing that I'm broke.
Even if it's not the same person, like I'm going to jump on this chick, even if they don't, even if they've got people that it's like, I've been waiting for a sign from God. Oh, Siobhan was fighting. I got 6 people on my hit list. I'll be back. Like, because I am the person that people come to go, look, I was
need
fighting.
A sense of reason.
Is it right? I am the voice of reason. So if the voice of reason is fighting, that day is National Whoop Up Ass Day. Okay. And so everybody should run and duck if anybody in my tribe, inner circle, outer circle, got a problem with you, because the day I get to swinging on somebody, I can guarantee you that for 24 hours, all bets are off, because I can't be on the high horse. I can't be on the high horse of morality after I done punched somebody in the face. I can't.
It's a purge.
It's the purge. It is. I'm sorry.
Sound me alone.
Sorry. I apologize. I apologize.
Don't apologize. Look, I feel like I understand. I had a person, and I'm gonna be honest, it took God to get rid of that in me. Because like I had one person ever in my life to hit me, and I not literally been able to hit them back. And I wasn't able to hit them back because I was pushed, like lifted up off my feet by another person who literally said, no, don't touch her. Picked me up, put me in the locker room, and would not let me out. I got one person ever. So, and that was my senior year of high school. I didn't get over that, honestly, till my son was like 4. Because I had this thing, you hit me. Like, you literally hit me. And you didn't hit me. You didn't hit me where I fell out or anything like that. One, you snuck me. So that was a whole nother thing. Like, I didn't even see you come. Then the thing is the lie that you told afterwards. You told everybody, this chick told everybody she hit me so hard that her hand was bleeding. I said, well, dang, I should have a bruise or something. No bruise did I have. My daddy stopped my sister from laying a hand on her the next day in school. But to the point where my father saw her one day and was like, oh yeah, Michelle, I saw so-and-so. I ain't gonna put her name out there. I saw her so-and-so, you know, she worked at the bank. I was like, oh yeah? Oh, what bank? I feel like my father at that moment remembered and was like, don't worry about it. I was like, no, like, let's go to the bank. I need to open a new account anyway. And he was like, no, I just saw her at the bank. I don't know if she worked there or not. I said, then you just said. I was like, ooh,
she worked at the bank. Which bank? I don't know if she worked there, but
I promise you. And the funny, when I realized that I was over it, was I saw her, now I'm married, saw her a few years ago. And I looked at her and was like, And I felt sorry for her.
Mm.
And I didn't feel sorry for her in a self-righteous way. I felt it was like a legit, I feel sorry for you.
Right.
One, because the reason that she did what she did, it's not even a part of her life no more. So you went to all of these extents and all of these great lengths to protect or do or to prove something. And here you are, and that is not even relevant to you. So I guess that showed the growth you was just saying, the evolution.
The evolution.
But I feel like all of this is tied into
the tribe, because you're evolving. Everybody's evolving as an individual, and as that, your tribe has to evolve.
Because being stagnant, it's hard to be stagnant in a growing tribe, and I feel like that's another thing that happened with our tribe. You had so many people growing, and a few that were very reluctant to grow. And in that reluctance, it built animosity. It built
resentment.
It built a whole lot of just
and also
nonsense.
Just because you grow in one way doesn't mean I'm gonna grow the same way that you're growing
or same speed. But you have to understand that, and that's the thing. The lack of wisdom that took place in that, it was crazy. And I feel like that's what ultimately was like. Yeah, and I feel like that's how you grow apart, not just in your girl tribe or your anything like that, but it just in life in general. That's how marriages, to me, split. You know, people say, "Oh, we grew apart." Yeah, resentment and all of a lot of those other things, those quote unquote toxic traits,
right.
Or that hurt, which is really what it is. It's it separates and it deteriorates. And I feel like your inner circle, that girl tribe, has to be able to grow during those trials and tribulations, even if you're not all on the same path, like in life, not like the exact same path, but to be able to be that glue that sticks together in that growth. That's hard to find. And when you find it, you have to cherish it. But I feel like in the society that we live in now, it's not taught. It's being advertised that, oh, just dump them and keep going.
Yeah, I think we have a really bad thing with that, where everybody's looking for instant satisfaction. Nobody really wants to grow or take accountability. And it's just a matter of dump and start again, dump and start again, dump and start again. And it shows in relationships, interpersonal, all types of, whether romantic or friends. And I think people forget the importance of a tribe. And even as a woman who, you know, went through bouts where everybody around me was pretty much a dude, I never did not understand the importance of a girl tribe.
Right.
I have always understood that importance, but the problem is, it was very difficult for me to find women who shared my same creed, my same values, my same morals, my same foundation. And that's what I think is what becomes the problem, where things are easy to split anyway, because your foundation wasn't the same, or your foundation suddenly get a crack and a shift. And so the house is automatically going to fall if the foundation is not solid.
Right.
Of what is built on. And my relationships in my tribe, and no, my tribe is not nuclear. Like it's me.
I don't think most tribes are nuclear.
I don't either. I think, but that's the other problem. I think is we see so much on TV that people try to emulate. You see like Girls Night, or you see
Girls Trip.
Girls Trip. That's what it is. Yeah, you see Girls Trip.
I thought you literally meant Girls Night. I meant Girls. Like another
there was one though, because there was the white version that came out when the black girl version came out.
What was that?
I don't remember what it was called, but either way, I know you about to look it up. But either way,
yes, because sidebar, that joint was funny.
But Girls Trip, and I know Girls Trip did well, but the other version did not. It flopped.
It did not.
But when people, I think that's what people are trying to hold on to. And those moments are great. That was my 27th birthday for me. It was wonderful. But that's not a lifestyle.
It's not.
These movies are moments, even in time, because that's what a movie is. But even in the course of life of these characters.
It was called Rough Night.
There you go. There's people growing apart, people growing up, people growing together, people spending this bachelorette party together or whatever would have you. Because even from the male side, the hangover you cannot do every weekend. Would you really even want to? Like, come on. Same with Girls Trip. Do you really want to do this every weekend? Like, no, you have a whole nother life, a husband, a boyfriend, kids, a job, a career, something else that's fueling you versus that.
I think that's also what, like, when you see these movies, that's what they're feeding off of. Because remember, when we went to go see Girls Trip, we took the tribe. We had a ball.
Well, I didn't go, but
when you saw Girls Trip, it was funny because as each person did something, you could identify someone in that group because it's hilarious. And I feel like it was a whole bunch of us that went.
It was a bunch of y'all. I just didn't go.
Because I remember when Jada came out in that blouse that was made from an indigenous tribe and whatever, literally everybody that came to the movies with us was like, Michelle. I was like, first of all, time out. I'm not wearing nothing from an indigenous anything. We go to the club. She looked like she about to go to church. That's different. Like, I was like, y'all gonna stop coming for me. But it was funny because Tiffany Haddish's character, everybody literally was like, Erica.
Like, well, I already knew that. I didn't see the movie to know that that's Erica.
So it was like you could identify, and like even with Rough Night, that was hilarious because the main character in that, they were like, "Yep, that's a Michelle thing." Like we could see that big Michelle. Like, and I feel like that's what when you like think about Bridesmaids. That was hilarious. Like you get all of these things, and I feel like you get these movies because they
remind you of the importance.
They remind you of the importance of having your girls' tribe, having people there to hold you up in the most ridiculous, outrageous, far-fetched, even the most normal, subtle, calm, even during the most depressing set, during those times, those movies still show you your girl tribe is there. Like, it's important to have. Like, you got to have it. I feel like, to me, like, even for boys, a man tribe or boys
a lot of dudes I knew watch Four Brothers religiously.
Girl.
There's a lot, The Hangover, all of them. But I think it's just as important. There's a reason why you have the male versions of movies that are focused around God's foolishness and the female versions that are focused around female foolishness, because contrary to what a lot of society may want to whatever, and I know that chick flicks get a bad name, but that's just who we are. And I think that's because society has like a whole lot of underlying hatred toward women, period. But that's a wine for another time. But I feel like that's why it's important, though, is we do let our hair down. And when you get around your tribe, when you get around your group, your clique, your squad, your crew, whatever, that's the whole point, is to be able to just be free. And you can have crazy moments and you can laugh about it. And
it's judgment free.
It's a judgment-free zone.
It is such a judgment-free zone, and it's freeing, and it's a feeling that if you don't have a girl tribe or you don't have that connection with someone, I pray that you are able to experience that freedom in some type of way. And it's funny because my husband has said it to me plenty of times. Well, you talk to them X, Y, and Z, and you don't talk to me that way. And it wasn't until I want to say a few years ago where I actually understood why and was even able to put it verbally. I was like, I was like, I don't know why, but I know what it is. It's that comfortability in that inner circle where you're able to be you, whether it's sad you, happy you, dumb you, blonde moment you, silly you, and it's
horny,
not
whatever, say some crazy type. Because you know, it's like you say, you know, it's no judgment. And I think that honestly, especially as a woman, we are judged so harshly by society based on what your nails look like, what your hair looks like. Are you tall? Are you skinny? Are you fat? Are you big boobs? Are you small boobs? Are you big booty? That when you get around other women, when you get around your circle, you're not comparing like, which is what a lot of the world does with magazines and everything else. You're not comparing, ooh, is this look? You're not doing that. And I will say that in finding my tribe with like back in 2008 with y'all, it was a confidence booster because I realized in that moment, anytime I was like, oh, I don't know if I look good in this. Do y'all think, oh no, girl, you better rock. It was like you said, that confidence, that support.
Right, but and it wasn't even that we're gonna lie to you. It was, you know what? That you right. That don't quite look right. Try this. Bam. Oh, yeah, that's what it was. And it's the honesty that can come. It comes with your tribe, even if you don't like it. The honesty is still there.
The support, the encouragement, the love
is still
and
there.
That's what it comes from.
And I feel like that's what it is. That inner circle has that love. That it's the pure love. It's that unconditional love. And I just hope and I pray that everyone can have or is able to experience that in some type of way. Like I said, your tribe does not have to be this large. You don't have to be 10 people deep. You don't. If you are, and that's how you rock with it, Slim, rock with it. Do your thing. Rock it out. However, if that's not it, and your tribe is a simple number of 2, enjoy it. Live it up.
And that's what I think it needs to be is, like I say, the importance of a tribe for women to me is knowing that it's a judgment-free zone with love and support where you can be who you authentically are and you're not going to be judged for it because the world judges women a lot. We are constantly judged. People in general, but we talking about women, are constantly judged and told again, and this came up with the gender roles conversation. We're constantly told this is gender roles. I've seen so many times, well, women want this differently. Men, these are men saying this, of course, but constantly having men tell you what it is to be a woman. Well, women aren't wired like men and women don't want sex like men and women don't require the same thing. Women don't, where if you really hear this and harp on this and you don't have any other woman to, you may know how you feel, but if you're the only female that you know or that you're around, you will start listening to all of this because you're like, well, that's the average woman and I don't know any other women, so this must be true. Something's wrong with me. Whereas if you get around other women that you like, sometimes I just really want to shake my butt and I don't want to feel like a hoe. Girl, shake your ass. You are not a hoe. Sometimes I really just, I want to wear a blue wig, but I think that'll make me look ratchet because they say, screw them. We here. We good. Do you. Isha was the first person. I wore Isha's blue wig and I loved me in it. Okay. I've had some of the most raunchy conversations with Eureka in my life and I've appreciated all of them. Okay. Sometimes I've been
able. And even in those conversations, it's someone in your tribe, like myself, who is literally sitting there like, oh my God, I am literally clutching my pearls, but I can appreciate every piece of that. But I feel like that inner circle, that tribe shields the white noise. Mm-hmm. And to be able to have that shield is awesome. It is. And I think that's what you're saying. Like girl, how many times, and I know a whole bunch of girl tribes do it. I'm sure y'all do. When you go, so-and-so can make their butt clap. Remember we used to have, how you make, well, this chick move, that chick down. But just pure enjoyment, pure letting loose is what I think a girl tribe supplies you with.
It's a place to truly let your hair down.
Mm-hmm.
And not have to be uptight, not have to worry about what they say or they think. This invisible they that everybody is trying to impress. It's just you. And these people who may not agree with everything you do, may look at some of the conversations, especially if you're in a tribe of more than 4 or more. 2 of the people may look at the other 2 like they are on another. But you're free to be that person without judgment.
Because they know at some point they're going to have their turn.
Yeah,
and
there's gonna be some stuff.
You do
I
have
looked at you and you're bougie, and I'm like, God, does your bougie know a limit? It doesn't. That's sad. And I'm not gonna judging. I'm judging you, but I'm not judging you.
Oh, I get it. I get it. Because sometimes I surprise myself. And that's the other thing. The freeness of having your girl tribe, when you go, look, this is about to sound crazy, but let me tell you my train of thought. And so I have literally, you guys had know my conversation. I go, but no, I thought about this too. And this is where my conflict is. And everybody is literally looking at me. And the only thing they go is, Michelle, that's your brain. It's okay. It's actually quite normal. So it's like, oh.
I mean, okay. I feel like it's a matter of great. And like I say, to me, 2014, my birthday and Leslie's birthday was truly like our version of Girls Trip. We were out here in Atlantic City. We were out in these streets on this boardwalk, blue hair, out here grabbing booties. We walking, leaving, whatever the little rodeo place was, turn back.
Toga party, invite.
Toga parties, look back. Erica standing with 2 dudes like, look good, don't it? I'm like, what are you doing? They were staring at your, he was staring at your butt, so I was staring too. What is going on? I mean, girl, you got your nipples pierced. I rode the bull in a dress. It was terrible. But I did that. And it was just, I think that's why that was the best girls moment to me. And that is the importance of the tribe.
You know what? That definitely is. That definitely is. And I pray, Jesus, girl, you are bringing back too many memories.
Look, you got attacked by seagulls. Got your nipples pierced. We was doing Baywatch on the thing. We walked past the frat boys who had on the bitch shirts, and we had on the bitch shirts, and I was like, but y'all are men.
And remember when we went to the club and what's the name was hanging from the thing on the roof? They climbed up the thing and was twerking. It wasn't Erica. Who was it? Helena?
No, that was me. Oh, what's his name put me on his shoulders, and I grabbed the rafters to hold on, and the DJ, that was me.
You know what? I feel like Girls Trip, y'all owe us some money, because that was
definitely me. Yeah, that's not who, but that's why, because you would go Erica Helena, because that doesn't sound like something I would do. But that was me, because it was my birthday, and Omar did it. That was his name. Omar lifted me on his shoulders, and so I didn't fall. I grabbed the rafters, and I was just, I'm up here now, so hell.
Yo, when I say, and it's funny because, like I say, we have had some, as much fun as we've had, we have cried on each other's shoulders. We have been angry at each other. We've had all of this, and I will say, in that is growth. But in that, it also shows strength of your inner circle. And to have that is, I'm going to just be honest, it's a blessing. So, and I know guys have it too. So, and that's why when they say, well, men don't understand women, I don't think it's that. I think we're just not listening to one another, because ultimately I think we're doing the same things.
We are doing a lot of the same things. It's just on
the opposite sides. That's it. And, it is what it is. But it's very freeing to have, just to know you have that inner girl circle. And in that circle are definitely what we like to call the lady laws. And we will get into that on another day.
Indeed.
So, now that the glasses are empty, and we have finished whining about our
the importance of girl tribe,
the importance of having one, Siobhan, tell us, what is your rating for your wine, for your Muscat?
Yeah, this Okay, I'm gonna read this. So it says, for centuries, the beautifully handcrafted biznagas, clusters of jasmine flowers, have been sold on the lively streets of Malaga. This is a Spanish wine, by the way. Each cluster is meticulously assembled blossom by blossom to form the vibrant arrangements. The attention to detail and the honor paid to centuries of tradition are reflected in the wine. Each cluster of grapes is hand chosen to create the most vibrant, sparkling wine that blooms on the plate and fills your glass with exotic floral aromas.
Mm-hmm. Those are not, and I'll be honest, my ADD kicked
Let me tell you the point of this.
You know what I heard? Braga, fast food. And I know you didn't say that.
I didn't. Okay. But what this comes down to is it's floral. Let me tell you, I've learned I don't like floral wines.
You don't like florals?
I don't, because when I tasted this thing, let me tell you, it's sparkling and it's probably more on the dry. It's like an off dry sparkling, and it went down, and I was like, okay, this reminds me of a Riesling. And then came the floral after, and I said, whoa. What is this? And then I looked, and there's literally a picture of a flower on the bottle. So, but I was like, but it doesn't necessarily mean anything. But I was just like, okay. And so when I looked, and the first thing I saw was clusters of jasmine flowers, and I said, oh Lord, okay, that's what we're doing. That's what there's florals in this. That's what we're doing. Mm-hmm. So I'm really not a floral person. I appreciate the sparkling of it. It was a nice texture. But for me, the aftertaste killed it. Like it started as like a solid 3. It started as like a solid 3. And I was like, okay, because I was like, okay, off-dry Riesling, florals. And that's going to drop it to a 2.5. I'm sorry. I really don't like florals. It's not horrible. I don't. My first Muscat, I've never had it, a Muscat before. I haven't had a sparkling wine in a very, very long time. So this is a bring back. But yeah, I'm going to have to give it a 2.5. How was your Snoop Dogg? Snoop Dogg. S-N-double-O-P-T-O double C.
Wow.
Double C.
Okay, sorry. Missy. The Cali Red is going to get a rating of a 2.
Wow. Yeah.
It wasn't a favorite. There's literally no description of the actual wine. And wow. It literally tells the story about like on the back, pretty much the whole typical, contrary, a rule breaker who beats the odds. And
it's so like Snoop's biography.
Yeah,
okay.
It's that type thing. So it says nothing about the wine. It's, how it's like it's dry, which is fine. I like dry wines.
Right.
It has, to me, I don't want to be mean, but it doesn't have a taste. If that makes sense. It tastes like a rail wine.
So like it's bland, like it's not, there's nothing distinct about it, is what you're saying?
Nothing. It's like if somebody was like, can I get a glass of red wine, and not told you like specifically what they want, this would be it. Oh, you want red? Here you go. Like, here you go. Because clearly you just want something dry. It doesn't have to have a taste. It doesn't have to taste good. It doesn't have to go with anything. Like, I can't see me pairing this with a food. I feel like this is like, oh, I'm drinking wine. And again, my taste buds are different. My taste buds are weird sometimes, but this one right here is a 2 for me. It's the peace sign. So I'm going to say peace. That's where I'm going with this. I don't even know how to describe it.
So it's a like red blend that is like a bland red blend.
It's a bland red blend. Like that's if it's a blend. I don't even know if this is technically considered a blend. It's just a bland red wine to me. And yeah, that's all I got. I don't know. That's all I got. And I'm glad I only literally pulled like a 4 count, but like 4 ounces. Yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But yeah, I guess this just wasn't a good wine week.
Not this week. But it's okay. We had great whining conversation.
We had a good wine with not so good wines.
Yes. Hey, look, it is what it is. And I feel like we're gonna have more of these mixed weeks. Mixed reviews and while we're tasting and whining about all of these wines. But for now, as we come to a close, we'd like to thank you all for whining with us on this wonderful episode of A Little Something to Whine About with your hosts, Ty Michelle
and Siobhan Camille.
Don't forget we do this every Wednesday. So we hope that you subscribe to the channel on YouTube. If not, you can follow us on Instagram at A Little Something, 2, Whine About. Again, that's A Little Something, 2, Whine About. And remember,
there's nothing wrong with a little wine.